Today in Augusta, Maine, justice is in the headlines as a mother and grandmother are sentenced in a tragic child abuse case out of Bangor.
All right, let's kick things off. I'm Garrett.
And I'm Leah.
Welcome to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett in Augusta, Maine. First up, justice served in a devastating case out of Bangor. A judge has sentenced 2 family members in the death of 10-year-old Braxtyn Smith. Jem Bean, who is Braxtyn's mother, and Misty Latorette, his grandmother, each received a decade in prison. Prosecutors said Braxtyn endured months of malnutrition and beatings before his death in February 2024. Both women originally faced a more serious charge called depraved indifference murder, legal language for showing an extreme disregard for human life. They later pleaded guilty to manslaughter, which means causing a death without the intent to kill, and that's what the court sentenced them on.
This one hits hard. We're talking about a child who should have been safe at home. The details are horrific: withholding food, physical restraints, the kind of abuse that makes your stomach drop. I'm relieved there's accountability here, but I'm also, stunned they initially pleaded not guilty to murder. Why do people do that in cases with such severe facts? Is that just a legal strategy to see where the evidence goes?
Yeah, basically. Early not guilty pleas are common. They preserve rights, buy time to review evidence, and can lead to a plea agreement if prosecutors and defense find middle ground. Here that became manslaughter, which, while still serious, carries a lower sentence than murder. One more note, Braxtyn's father, Joshua Smith, has pleaded guilty to murder and is set for sentencing in September. That underscores how wide-ranging the accountability is in this case.
Let's not forget the lesson here, painful as it is. If you suspect a child is being harmed, call the police or Child Protective Services right away. Early action can save a life. And for Braxtyn, may his memory be a catalyst for people to step in when something looks wrong.
All right, let's roll on. The U.S. Supreme Court has handed down a decision that could reshape lives here in Maine. The court backed ending Temporary Protected Status, or TPS, for Haitians and Syrians. Quick definition. TPS is a federal program created by Congress in 1990 that lets people from countries in crisis, like war or natural disaster, stay and work here temporarily because it's unsafe to return. As of March last year, 715 people in Maine held TPS. The ruling aligns with the Trump administration's push to end TPS designations for certain countries.
So hundreds of our neighbors could lose the ability to live and work here. That's a blow not only to families, but also to employers. Why end a program that supports people from unsafe regions, especially when so many have put down roots and fill essential jobs in our economy?
The legal red is this. The executive branch, meaning the administration, has broad discretion to decide when a country no longer meets the criteria for TPS. The court didn't weigh in on whether it's a good idea. It ruled on whether it's allowed under the law. Advocates here in Maine, including legal aid groups, are urging Congress to create a permanent path for long-term TPS holders. The economic angle is real. Maine employers in healthcare, hospitality, and manufacturing rely on these workers. If permits lapse, we could see staffing gaps, slower services, and strain on families who suddenly face deportation.
And there's the humanitarian side. People from Haiti and Syria have often fled disaster or conflict. Ending that shield without a transition plan puts families in limbo. I get the legal authority piece. But real talk, this is where policy meets people's day-to-day lives. If Congress steps in, it could stabilize things for long-term residents who have been paying taxes and raising kids in our communities. Next up, a quieter change with big implications at our parks. A memo from the U.S. Department of the Interior, which manages national parks, says park staff should not directly confirm deaths or severe injuries. Only what they call appropriate authorities can confirm. That memo came out in December 2025. The Washington Post brought it to light, and it's already affecting information flow. At Acadia National Park here in Maine, there hasn't been a designated spokesperson since May 2026, so information has slowed even more.
On paper, the goal is consistency and privacy. In practice, it can delay what the public hears during emergencies. Acadia saw 13 deaths between 2014 and 2019, which is surprising given how family-friendly it is, but it attracts millions of people and has real hazards: cliffs, cold water, unpredictable weather. If park staff can't confirm key facts fast, visitors might not get the safety message in time. That said, the department says they're not trying to hide fatalities. They're trying to protect investigations and next-of-kin notifications.
Why not let trained park rangers share basic life-saving info, even if they can't release names? A simple confirmation of a dangerous incident can change crowd behavior right away. It feels like there's a balance to strike between privacy and urgent public safety messaging.
Totally. Maybe the fix is a clear script, something like, "We can confirm a fatal fall occurred on a trail. Please avoid this area and follow posted warnings." No names, no speculation, just the basics to keep people safe. Until the policy is clarified, hikers should take extra precautions. Check trail conditions, stay within your limits, and if the surf or wind looks sketchy, call it. No summit is worth a bad outcome. Next up, a heartbreaking crash near Beddington in Hancock County. State police say a 5-year-old boy died after the vehicle, driven by his father, Dion Campbell of Indiana, missed a stop at routes 9 and 993 and hit an embankment around 11:25 a.m. on June 25th. His 10-month-old sister and their father were hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. Investigators say early signs suggest neither child was properly restrained.
This is so hard to hear. Proper child restraints are not just a box to check. They are truly life-saving. That means age and size-appropriate car seats or boosters, installed correctly, and used every single trip. If anyone feels unsure about installation, many local fire departments and health centers will help you check for free. And if you're traveling through rural intersections you don't know well, slow down extra. Unfamiliar roads stack the risks.
Yeah, that hits different. I know it's summer and people are on long drives, but the smallest lapse can have the biggest consequences. The road was closed for hours for the investigation. If you're heading through that corridor, expect changes in traffic flow while crews continue their work. And please, buckle every kid in with the right gear, every time.
Last up, summer side hustles for Maine teachers. New reporting shows many educators take on second jobs when school's out to make ends meet. The average starting salary for a public school teacher here is about $45,830, with a statewide average around $68,820. Costs have climbed, so teachers are picking up seasonal gigs: pizza chef in Scarborough, lobstering tour guide in Portland, camp counselor, history tour leader. Some love the change of pace, others need the income to cover basics.
And there's a policy shift on the way. Maine's minimum teacher salary is slated to rise to $50,000 by 2029, stepping up over time. That should help, but in the near term, rent, groceries, and childcare don't pause for summer. The economy here leans on tourism in these months, which does mean more seasonal jobs are available. Still, it's a signal about how tight family budgets can be, even for skilled professionals.
I keep thinking about the range of skills on display: teaching by day, then guiding lobster tours, or running a hot pizza line by night. It says a lot about dedication and adaptability. Long-term, stable pay matters for keeping great teachers in classrooms. Short-term, if you see your kid's teacher working a summer gig, a kind word or a bigger tip goes a long way. That's the heartbeat of community, right there.
All right, that ties it up nicely.
Thanks for tuning in to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett from Augusta, Maine. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.